So, let's talk about Joey. Hello, awesome. Ellen, how's it going, Ellen? Oh my god, I love when Ellen uses the Masonic Society to sit inside me. It's fantastic. Don't you love when celebrities use the Masonry to talk through you using the MK Ultra program? It's like the most illegal thing in America, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Oh, absolutely it is. That's why I love this. All of the celebrities are basically stealing identities and personalities with the CIA, with the MK Ultra program that was built by Hitler. Hitler was a king of England, actually, and most people don't really know that. So basically, all of World War II was an illegal war that was started by a king of England who happened to build a racist regime, which is just an ideology, basically. An ideology propaganda machine. Essentially, it's what he built. To keep everybody asleep, to keep people uneducated, to not teach them anything about history, anything about education, so that wealthy people of the Klu Klux Klan from England, Britain, and Wales could genocide all of the world. Because they don't know what the hell is going on in the world, because nobody teaches them any history, any economics, politics, foreign relations, any philosophy, any psychology. They don't teach them anything that they need to know about the world. And they keep them in dire poverty so that they can't get around the world either. They don't get cars, they don't get anything really to facilitate a life. You know what's really fascinating to me? All the aspects of the Third Reich that are right now in Los Angeles, California. All the genociding camps, the prison system that is the Third Reich of Nazi Germany, essentially. All of the things that celebrities own that are the Third Reich of Nazi Germany. Yep. All the police stations are the Third Reich of Nazi Germany. How many people in America know that the police stations are the Third Reich of Nazi Germany? Because they are. That's exactly what they are. They're basically Secret Service soldiers, and Secret Service is the Gestapo of the Third Reich of Nazi Germany, which are actually kings and queens of the United Kingdom and princesses of the United Kingdom. So basically, 3 islands that are owned by wealthy people, yeah, basically, kings and queens, princes and princesses, decided to start a war against all of the world. They decided to invade the militaries of all of the world and kill people from the inside of the militaries and pretend to be their identities so that they could genocide the militaries from the inside out. They did the same thing to the prison systems. They decided to genocide all of the governments, basically, by assassinating people at the top of the government and then slowly killing all of the government from the inside out so that nobody in the public would know what the hell is going on in their country, and then slowly kill all of the public in every country that they go into, like Deutschland, Poland, Austria-Hungary, Czechoslovakia, America, and France, from the inside out, without anybody realizing what the hell was going on. The funny thing is that they only keep this secret because of a piece of paper, a secrecy clause that every person in the military has to sign that says that they can't say anything about what's going on in the military, or they get assassinated. So basically, the UK can just go and genocide any fucking military, and because of one piece of paper that says I won't talk about what's going on, though they don't tell them up front that they're genociding the military, which by law they have to, for legal reasons, they get assassinated, and they use diplomatic lawyers from the UK to try to bullshit and cover up all of the espionage and the torture and the tyranny in all of these countries so that kings and queens and princes and princesses can take all the money out of the economy for Putin and Mao and Stalin and Hitler, and Mussolini, that still exist because of cloning and genetic machines that are in intelligence agencies that they created during Nazi Germany. And you wouldn't even believe they have human experimentation. Every person that gets genocided gets turned into a human experiment. They get tortured, their face gets mutilated, their body gets mutilated, they get turned into a freak experiment, basically, and then they're forced to work for these regimes to kill other people for the Klu Klux Klan. Isn't that just a great world that everybody wants to live in? Where they get their identity stolen, they get their property stolen, they get their money stolen after they work a remedial bullshit 9-to-5 job, getting paid $7.50 an hour and barely get anything more than that. They barely make $1,000 a month, and they can't even live, they can't even afford a house or anything, which is a genocide enough. All of the food in America is poison, basically. All the franchise restaurants are poison from the United Kingdom, basically. The cereals are all poison from the United Kingdom. Yep. All of the sodas, the pops and everything are all poison from the United Kingdom. Coffee is a poison from the United Kingdom. Exactly. A lot of the food in this country is all poison. It's a king's poison. Liquor, every ounce of liquor in this country, wine, beer, spirits, alcohol, any piece of alcohol is poison. It's a king's poison. Basically, to shut down the kidneys of the human body. in anybody that drinks alcohol in this country. So basically, they're just trying to weaken all of the people in this country so that they can genocide them easily. Yeah. With elite soldiers, or a master race, which is just a bunch of masonries, or people that go to the masonry, basically, that are assassins. That are assassins for kings of Wales, Britain, and England, and nowhere else. They all belong to Wales, Britain, and England. And they all sit inside masonries, they live inside the masonries, and they hack computers all around the world, and they steal all of the money from people that earn the money legally, and then they assassinate them illegally, steal their identities. Exactly. Yeah. And either terminate them or force them to work with them as assassins to kill everybody else as a freak experiment and basically terrorize the rest of humanity. Isn't that fascinating? The psych ward system, the asylum system, the hospital system in this country is also run by the United Kingdom. It is. It's run by the mob and the mafia, which is a facilitation of the United Kingdom. It's all of the illegal soldiers of the UK, basically, or forced soldiers that are told that under secrecy they have to work for the mob or the mafia, and they have to go around and kill people and beat people like neo-Nazis and the Latin Kings and the MS-13. Yeah. Or they're going to get killed, which is a bunch of bullshit. Or they keep them in such dire poverty that they can't even eat, and the only way they can eat is if they're part of the opioid war of America or the opioid war of a different country. When all we really need to do is basically atomic bomb Wales, Britain, and England, and all the kings of England will die, and people can have their lives back, and the governments can have their property back, so that the people can live in all of these countries like they used to live before World War II, and not have to deal with princes, kings, queens, and whatever, genociding all of their family. Illegally. Just because they're white or Caucasian skinned and they think that everybody else is a nigger, or ugly, or a pestilence, or a rat, because they have a skin color that isn't white or Caucasian. That's all the Klu Klux Klan believes, is that there's a superior race that can walk anywhere they fucking want and take anybody's money that they fucking want just because they have white or Caucasian skin. Welcome to Britain, Wales, and England, because that is exactly what it's like in Britain, Wales, and England.